was perfect. The fish is wrong. The time is wrong. You're not quite right. That is the line of the century right there. Hey guys, it's your girl Aisha, aka Geek XX Chic, and we are back with a brand new series. I am so happy. I love starting new shows because, hey, who doesn't like new things? We are actually on to another Marvel series. This one is also a Disney Plus series, and it is called Moon Knight. So I'm going to be 100. I actually know nothing about this character in the Marvelverse. I mean, the Marvelverse is vast, so not uncommon not to know about a character here, but I saw that Oscar Isaacs was in it, and I said, I got to check it out. And I'm not sure if this is going to play into the larger Marvel world in some way, or if this is just going to be like kind of a canned series. So I'm just taking a look here. I'm going to read what the overview or the premise of this show is supposed to be, according to the Marvel website. And it says that Moon Knight follows Stephen Grant, a mild-mannered gift shop employee who becomes plagued with blackouts and memories of another life. Stephen discovers he has dissociative identity disorder and shares a body with a mercenary, Mark Spector. As Stephen/Mark's enemies converge on them, they must navigate their complex identities while thrust into a deadly mystery among the powerful gods of Egypt. That is a lot. That is a pretty deep plot indeed, but very interesting. Something like this says to me that I expect a lot of very rich character development and a lot of cerebral type of action outside of just like the kind of, action hero-y stuff. And that always makes for a very rich experience. So, the bar is set a little bit high here. So I'm ready to get into episode 1 here. But before I do, if this is your first time to my channel, welcome. Thank you so much for coming. Hopefully you like this video. And if you do, you'd be so kind as to hit that thumbs up button. It just really helps out with the algorithm and it helps me out a lot. And it means a lot to me. And if you really like it here, you can hit that subscribe button so you can be notified when I do more reactions to this show, as well as many other things that are very similar. And the same goes for those who've been here before. Thank you so much for coming back. And hopefully you'll join the fam if you haven't already. All right, that out of the way, guys. Let's get into episode 1 of Moon Knight right about now. I hope your hands are clean. All right. Don't know what that glass ever did to you. That is not the way to get a foot massage, sir. I mean, I guess whatever floats your boat. Maybe you have a cane because you keep putting glass in your shoes. The hell? Why? I mean, I guess he might have some serious calluses going on, but I don't know. That's one way to start a show. Holy crap. Just a little self-torture, to start my day. Could we try coffee instead maybe next time? Oh, you kinky like that, huh? Okay, so he clearly sleepwalks, or thinks he does. Wait, is that sand around his bed? Sand or salt? So did he seal the door to ensure he didn't leave the house?
I wake up every morning still feeling like I got hit by a bus.
I'm sure we're gonna find out why. Really, mate? Yes! You got a nerve.
Cheers.
Why is he so awkward?
Actually doing what you're paid to do, which is to sell these to children.
Got it.
Thanks, Karen. Have a terrible day.
Just checking, we still on for 7 tomorrow?
7 tomorrow.
Best steak in town?
Oh yeah, right.
Okay, he doesn't remember that at all. Okay, so his alter ego's a bit of a player?
Hang on, did she say steak? What in the world's a bloody vegan going to eat in a steakhouse?
I don't know, Donna. Salad? Bread?
Right? No one asked you, Karen. And by the way, vegans can find lots of things to eat at meat restaurants, for the record. Even steakhouses have vegan things now. I have questions, though. Why is he working as a cashier when he clearly has a passion for Egyptian history?
I swear I'll shove you in a sarcophagus. You can tell the bloody pharaoh in there what's wrong with him and all. Go on.
I really hope when he turns into his alter ego, he smacks the crap out of her. I said it.
Night, JB.
I love this song.
Nice guy.
Big pimpin', spending G's.
I don't even know about it until I wake up wherever. That's why I try and stay awake at night.
No, not him holding this poor man hostage to listen.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, cheers. Oh, don't forget the tip. Oh, yes.
No, at least he's helping him out, I guess. That's probably why he lets him just endlessly chatter to him.
Obviously can't have ankle restraints on a bed, can I?
Depends on the girl.
I will see you on the flip-flop. Alright, laters.
You've got good art, Stephen. You just got to learn to be a little less awkward.
Let's start with trying to solve a puzzle. Solving puzzles is a great way to keep.
Oh, he doesn't want to sleep. That explains a lot.
Was there an exciting chapter you'd like to be a part of? Sir, just remember, you'll need about 5 hours to sort it out.
The thing is, though, with exhaustion, your body will always win. Oh. Oh. Dislocated jaw? Oh, God. Oh, stop it, you. That was terrible. My God, where are you?
What was that?
This doesn't even look like England anymore. Yeah, we're definitely not in England anymore.
You're not supposed to be here.
He's talking to me.
The idiot's in control.
Looks like a beetle. That looked huge. That's the Moon Knight. He's like twice the size of Steven.
Don't just stand there.
That guy literally just waved at him and he was trying to be, he's supposed to be killing him? Like what? Okay, I have questions, but maybe the episode will answer. Because Moon Knight has a costume and this just looks like a regular dude, so. Oh yeah, this is the glass shoe wearer, right? Of course, it's Ethan Hawke. It's kind of creepy. I feel like he'd actually do that. Okay, cult leader. Why is everyone worshiping this dude?
I judge you in Amit's name with but a fraction of her power.
His tat's actually moving. Is that shit happening? Or did Steven just see that? Yeah, I'm with him. What the hell is going on right now? Did he just kill her? What happened? I mean, she's also like 100 years old, but oh no, she looked pale.
Exchange. You got the envelope.
He literally sucked the life out of her.
Dua Amit!
Oh, well, geez.
You.
Yeah, you failed.
I'm trying to get back home, back to London. London.
No, no, stop it. They're in Europe. They know where London is.
Here.
Oh, this would be so frustrating.
That's so strange. Sorry, but
I will not ask again.
I didn't do that on purpose.
He's like, can you not see me looking at you while this is happening? Oh, oh.
The idiot's back.
No, not the self-deprecation.
Wanna go? All right.
Not the little run. This is so crazy. And it's so weird because, like, I understand why no one believes that he genuinely has no idea what he's doing. Well, that's what you get for leaving the keys in the car. Anyways, as we peacefully drive through the Alps. Have a cake. Diabetes, diabetes. Oh, there we go. So looks like Mark just takes over when he needs to. Oh, wow. Are you going backwards?
Did he just throw the gun?
He did!
Then he must be parasite.
Oh, he calls him a parasite. That's an interesting twist. Oh man, you guys are stupid. You really are. Because how the hell are you still gonna come after this man after all that? Oh, and now you made it back home. He thinks it was a dream. Oh my God. Okay, but now I have to wonder, does he heal fast? Because he definitely dislocated his jaw. You'd still feel that. I'm confused.
Sleep all right?
This fish is like, you would not believe the stuff that I've seen, bro.
Is that clock right? No, that's impossible. I just woke up.
Are you mad? The fish is wrong. The time is wrong. You're not quite right.
Oh, bugger.
That was perfect.
Sorry.
The fish is wrong. The time is wrong. You're not quite right. That is the line of the century right there.
We're still expecting one more.
Wow. You got to say it like that. Did he miss date night? I feel like it was probably the night before because he completely lost a day, I think.
What do you mean? I'm at the restaurant. The steak is steak time.
Yeah, I ate steak by myself, thanks. 2 days ago.
Ooh, 2 days.
It doesn't change the fact that today is Sunday, which means lose my number. Cheers.
That makes sense, though. If he went to some place in Europe and then somehow made it back.
Sent a cut fillet. And how'd you like that?
Good. Yeah, very good. Very good.
Just get the man a steak, please.
Delicious.
I really feel bad for him. This is somebody horrible. Has he never talked to anyone about this? But I guess it's very dangerous territory to seek out help for something where you think you're actually losing time and memories.
Yeah, I think you'd love her. Yeah, she's got a great sense of humor.
Is he actually even talking to his mom? I have so many questions and I don't know what's real. I really don't. That's the thing with these types of shows, though. You kind of keep guessing until typically close to the end.
You want some?
Don't feed the fish chocolate, please.
All right.
Sir, are you trying to kill your fish? What you gonna find down there? Oh. Hello. Listen here. I can't believe he has a Motorola flip phone. That's amazing.
I'm just trying to figure out whose it is.
What is with this accent?
What? Sorry. Who do you think I am?
What do you mean who? What's wrong with you, Mark?
Stephen. Stephen.
Please leave him alone.
You're gonna get yourself in trouble. No, mate. Someone's having a laugh.
Yeah, I'd say so. Can y'all not talk to Steven here? You're ruining his life. Like, if you need this body, don't you think his real life needs to be okay? Uh-oh. Satan?
Stephen.
What?
Stop looking.
Doesn't work like that, though. The brain needs to figure things out, Mr. Mark. Okay, I'm wondering how conscious he is right now. It's so hard to tell what's real and what's actually in his head. What is it with all the mirrors in this place? Oh. What in God's name? Look at her. The way she's just like, don't make eye contact, don't make eye contact.
My friend Claire lives here. I'm visiting her. She's expecting me.
Oh no, it's okay, Grams. You look really crazy right now, my guy. This is horrible. Y'all, I am seriously feeling so bad for Steven right now. This is not okay. Mark, you need to like lock him up in a room or something like that when you're not like using him, because this is ridiculous. You're gonna get him arrested at this rate, or more likely put into a crazy home.
Oh my God. He's real.
Is he? I don't even know what's happening right now, you guys. How much of this is actually happening?
I don't have your bloody beetle, I swear.
Oh, the scarab doesn't belong to me. It belongs to her.
Okay.
You know Amit?
No, I don't.
That part out.
So no one in the museum's caring about this? Are they all culties? I guess so.
By even her own avatar.
Avatars. Blue people.
Plug.
The voice in your head.
Oh, he knows.
But a hollow shell.
Don't touch me. Consent. It's gonna turn red. Let me guess.
There's chaos in you.
And it didn't turn red though. He's confused. I thought he did know, but maybe he doesn't understand either. I'd like to understand. He just goes back to doing inventory. He's like, anyways, I guess I'll just go back to my day job now. Steven is way too accepting of the fact that there's way too many things not adding up in his life right now. The hell? Don't follow whatever that is, Steven. Please get in the elevator and go home.
Hello? Donna? JB?
Forget Donna. Donna deserves whatever happens to her. Pardon? The show's making me feel like I'm losing my mind.
I hear you. Can you hear me?
Who are you talking to? And what was that? No, see, it's time for me to go at this point. No, fam.
Give me the scarab, and you won't be torn apart.
Do you even still have it on you? Whatever this thing is, it is a horrible runner. Like, it's so messy. Mirrors. This is a huge thing in this show, hey, with the mirrors everywhere.
Steven, you gotta give me control. It's the only way.
So does he always make a choice?
Let me save us.
I mean, what else could possibly happen? There's a weird demon dog outside the door. Is this really the least fathomable thing? I'm a little confused, though, about this consent thing, because it feels like he's just taken over in the past. Oh, okay. Messed with the wrong one. And that's how he feels about pest control. Ooh, yes! Mark, how you doing? Of course we end there. Of course. All right, let's see if we've got any ending scenes in these bad boys. Whew, child. All right, guys, that was the season premiere of Moon Knight. And wow, I kind of guessed it right based on what I saw of the trailer. This is going to be a very cerebral type of show. I mean, we're going to get some action, I have no doubt, like as the show continues. But this one very much focused more on how this dissociative disorder is affecting Steven, because we really focused on Steven here. We know little to nothing of Mark, and just how, I don't even know. It's just, I always say that I think the worst thing could ever happen to anybody is to lose control of your mind. Like, that's a terrifying thought. That's one of the reasons why I'm like, things like dementia and Alzheimer's and things like that, like they're terrifying, because to not be in control of your mind, to not know what's happened, to lose whole gaps of time, like it's not a normal thing, obviously, but it's just something that's so frustrating on every level. And it literally causes a lot of overall anxiety. Like, you can never be at ease, I guess is my point. And what it reminds me of is like, I don't have, thankfully, my brain is still working normally, but I remember the closest thing I can say that I've ever experienced is like, when I had my wisdom teeth taken out when I was like 18, it was the only time I've ever been under anesthesia is at that point. And if you know anything about anesthesia, it knocks you all the way out. Like, even your subconscious goes out for the amount of time that you're under. And your subconscious brain is always going, just so you know, like when you're sleeping, your subconscious keeps going even when you're asleep. Your conscious mind goes to sleep, subconscious keeps going. It's like a tape recorder that just keeps everything going, keeps a recollection of everything that you go through, basically. And when your subconscious stops, it literally panics because it doesn't understand why the recording suddenly stopped, if that makes sense. So for me, like when I woke up from my anesthesia, I remember being like, for at least 2 days, my brain, it's like I kept thinking like back to the time like right before I was knocked out. And it's like my brain was trying to piece together what happened during that time loss. It was the weirdest feeling. I don't know how to explain it, but it's just like my brain just knew something was wrong. And it took me a while for my brain to finally be like, okay, we're just never going to find out what that is. But it's the same. I feel like this is probably what poor Steven is going through right now with having, sorry, something just pushed past my leg. I think is what poor Steven is going through right now, with having whole chunks of time missing, with having days go by, with not realizing why he ended up someplace when he started somewhere else. And obviously he's still trying to live a mundane life, right? Like, museum worker, he's a stock person, he's kind of awkward. He doesn't really have good social connections, but again, how could he? Right? You saw him when he was talking to the statue, which was so symbolic, right? The one friend he has is somebody who literally can't run away from his awkwardness and also has nothing to say through his verbal diarrhea. But when he says to this man, like, even if I want to date this girl, like, what am I going to do? Like, who's going to want to be with a guy who has to tie up his leg at night because he doesn't know what happens when he sleepwalks or ends up someplace in the middle of the night and has no idea how he got there, right? That he's like, who's going to be down for that? And again, like I said, it depends on the woman, but truthfully, like I can understand where if you think you might actually have something wrong with you, it's very disconnecting, right? You don't want to tell people that, because the sad reality is in our society, we're not very welcoming to people who have mental disorders in particular. It's sad to say it's getting better, but there's still a lot of stigma around mental illness. There's still a lot of stigma around people who are not quote unquote normal. So it's something that a lot of people try to hide for a long time or don't get help with because they're scared that it's going to negatively impact their life. Like, as you saw me in the episode saying, like, why? Like, has he not talked to anyone? Has he not gone to a doctor and talked about the insomnia and talked about the sleepwalking? And I'm thinking part of him is probably like, if I do this and I get a diagnosis, is this going to negatively affect my life going forward? Because the sad reality is, generally speaking, it kind of would, right? So it's kind of a slippery slope. Obviously, I think also Mark is probably in there stopping him from doing anything that will impede him from being able to use the body. But I'm just taking this from Steven's point of view right now of how hard this might be. And I love how this episode actually did a good job of really making it a little blurry, like what's real, what Steven's imagining, what's a dream, what is him maybe figuring things out, and how much of it is actually Mark, coming through in his subconscious. So there's a lot that's still very murky, but I love that this episode, I think, focused mostly on basically how much this dual identity is screwing with Steven's life, right? Because Mark just goes dormant, it looks like, whenever he's not in control. So he doesn't really have a life to worry about, except for whoever Kayla and Duchamp are. But for the most part, Mark doesn't have to worry about nothing. Whereas poor Steven, who has to live life in the quote unquote real world, he's really suffering for these blackouts. He's really suffering for when Mark takes over. And it's sad. It really is something that kind of breaks my heart a little, because it's so isolating, and that's hard. That's probably harder than everything, honestly, is dealing with the isolation. But I know that I have a couple of questions now that have come out of this episode. The main ones being like, one, like, does Mark/Steven have some kind of superhuman healing ability? Like, we saw that outfit literally came from his body, it looks like. So I'm assuming that means there's some supernatural, superhuman something going on. Because like I said, we saw when he woke up in whatever that European country was, he had dislocated his jaw. Like, even though he put it back in, your jaw would be sore for days after something like that. And he just woke up out of bed and was like, oh, I'm fine. Like, no bruises, no scars. And I'm sure in all those tussles that he gets into, he's got to be taking some body damage. So how does he wake up feeling nothing? Although he did say when he was talking to his mom in the first conversation that he feels like he's been hit by a truck every time he wakes up. So there is some physical toll, it looks like, but I feel like it's almost like maybe it's a physical toll that's a result of him healing his body. Like, it's just he's so drained when it's all said and done. But yeah, that's one question, is does he have super healing? Is that why he has no idea that he's out here doing some crazy stuff? Or is he just writing it off to, I was sleepwalking and I must have walked into a pole or something. I don't know. And the second thing I have is why we saw at the end, Mark was asking for Steven to give him control. Like, it's like, and the reason I say that is because we saw, especially in the whole getaway scene from the European town, like, Mark just took over. Like, he forcibly kind of like made him seize, I guess you could almost say, and forcibly took over. But I guess it wasn't like a permanent thing. It looked like it was a very temporary block of being able to forcibly take control. My guess is that maybe the complete takeover has to be consensual, but then I feel like, then why wouldn't, I don't know. I've got questions. Like, why doesn't Steven ever remember? And how long has his voice been happening? Because he seemed very surprised to hear it in this episode. So I don't know if it was like a complete diversion. Like, maybe Mark could just take over completely whenever he wanted, or maybe now Steven's consciousness is getting stronger and he can't just take over as easily as he used to. Or maybe it's something where he realizes he'll be stronger if Steven willingly gives over versus him forcibly taking it each time. So yeah, I got a lot of questions about how this symbiosis is working, and also the fact that Mark has called Steven a parasite. So almost like he's saying, like, I'm the real persona and you're the person who doesn't belong here. So yeah, I think throughout this series, we're probably gonna find out like who is the real person, if you want to say it that. Like, is Steven the real person and Mark the alter ego, or is Mark the real person and Steven's the alter ego that he's created to deal with it? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it could be either way, honestly. And I'm just really interested to see what's going to happen. Like, I am interested in figuring out how this works. And obviously, it seems like they're both mutually important. And then, of course, there's this whole thing with the gods. What is Ethan Hawke able to do here? I'm sorry, whatever his real name is, but like, who had the scales of justice, this sucking the life out of people? Like, is this actually being given to him by a god? Has he taken it? Like, there's a lot of questions still about this villain and this weird cult that he's a part of. But obviously, we're only at episode 1, so we're gonna have to slowly start peeling back those layers and understanding it all a bit better. But yeah, this is very, very interesting opening. Again, I love how these Disney Plus shows are so different than some of the stuff we've seen in the Marvelverse. And this one, like I said, is probably one of the more mental, cerebral ones. It reminds me a lot of Jessica Jones in that way, the Marvel Netflix series, in that it's a little bit more on the cerebral side of things, which I kind of like because it's just a different way of playing out a very complex story that also has, you know, obviously the action tropes will be there, but I always feel like the mental stuff grabs you just a little bit deeper. So I'm very much looking forward to watching all of this unfold and understanding more about what's going on between Steven/Mark, and if he can get to some kind of place in the middle where poor Steven's life is not going to be destroyed by maintaining this persona, because I think at least if he knows what's going on, he'll be able to cover for it in his real life better. So anyway, I really enjoyed episode 1. I hope you guys enjoyed watching along with me. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up, and we will see you in the next episode.